Welcome back for another lore video and our continuation on the history of Baldur's Gate. In today's video, we'll be talking about the story of Baldur's Gate 2. So if you missed my video on the story of Baldur's Gate 1, go back into the channel and watch that first. Larian Studios has stated that the story of Baldur's Gate 3 will touch upon Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 in meaningful ways. So learning these stories just may enhance your experience in Baldur's Gate 3. Before I get into it, I want to say thank you to Eltimar Gaming for allowing me to use his gameplay footage so you guys have something to visually look at as I tell this dark and epic tale. Links to his playthrough will be below. If you guys end up enjoying this video, please subscribe for there will be much more Baldur's Gate 3 content on the way. In fact, I challenge you guys to subscribe right now, and if you end up not liking the video, unsubscribe on your way out. It'd be really cool to see a nice boost in subs, and I'd really appreciate it. Links to my Twitter and Discord server will be below. Let's get right into it. Your story begins in the cold, dark dungeons deep beneath the city of Athkatla in the nation of Imoen, which is south of Baldur's Gate. It's the year 1369 Dal Reckoning, just after the events of Baldur's Gate 1. Not long ago, you and your party had killed your half-brother Sarevok, who was a ball spawn like yourself, essentially saving the Sword Coast from his evil schemes with the Iron Crisis and his plans to become the Lord of Murder. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to keep you safe, for word has spread of your shared lineage with sarevok. You are a spawn of the Lord of Murder, Baul, and many have been out to capture or kill you. You survive these assassination attempts for a while, but one day you find yourself captured and you awaken in a cage with severe pain racking through your bones. An elven mage stands in front of you and says, "Ah, the child of Baul has awoken. It's time for more experiments. The pain will only be passing. You should survive the process." This mysterious and dark mage then leaves to investigate an intrusion in his complex from a thieves guild known as the Shadow Thieves. With the mage temporarily gone, your childhood friend and a likely companion who stuck with you throughout Baldur's Gate 1, Imoen, appears and seems to have escaped her cage. She frees you and you discover Jaheira and the legendary Minsc and his hamster Boo, both characters from Baldur's Gate 1, imprisoned in cages nearby.
Minsc will be free! These bonds will not hold my wrath! Butts will be liberally kicked in good measure!
You set them free to either become companions of yours or for them to go their separate ways. Fighting your way through the underground complex, you learn more and more about the mysterious and dark mage who has imprisoned you, and he goes by the name John Irenicus. Finally escaping the complex, you emerge into the city of Athkatla, where you witness your captor, Irenicus, fighting off the Shadow Thieves' intruders. Irenicus destroys them in front of you and then turns his attention to you and your party. Out of sheer anger and relatable hatred, Imoen attacks Irenicus and a magical battle ensues. Unfortunately, a group known as the Cowled Wizards have caught on to this unsanctioned use of magic, and they appear on the scene and teleport both Irenicus and Imoen away to an asylum known as Spellhold.
What? No! I've done nothing wrong!
You have been involved in illegal use of magic. You will come with us.
I'm not going with him! I'm not! Help me!
The Cowled Wizards were a secretive cabal of wizards in Imoen who obsessively monitored the unsanctioned uses of magic, and those who were caught were oftentimes brought to the residence for the magically deviant, Spellhold, a prison, asylum, and a place for experimentation on those that have violated the Cowled Wizards' rules of magic. You must now find and save Imoen, which will also lead to Irenicus and to answers long overdue. You head into the city of Athkatla in search of help. In the slums, you meet a man named Galen Bal, who offers you the help of a powerful organization that he says is the only way you'll be able to find Imoen. You later find out that this powerful organization is actually the Shadow Thieves themselves. However, this assistance comes at a hefty price of 20,000 gold pieces. Knowing no other way, you gather a party that you see fit for your goals, and adventure through the city and the surrounding lands in hopes of raising enough funds to return to Gal and save Imoen. Meanwhile, in Spellhold, Irenicus breaks free of his bonds and kills his captors. Within his new powerful base, he then resumes experiments on poor Imoen.
The new prisoner! He's escaped!
What? When? Where is he?
He's in the lower... Gods, no! He comes! He's here!
I cannot be caged.
During your quest to acquire enough gold for Galen, you fight trolls, undead, goblins, explore tombs, kill slavers, and possibly steal from nobles, until you finally meet an elven vampire named Bodhi. Bodhi is the head of a vampiric thieves guild that has a deep hatred for the Shadow Thieves. She knows that you're currently working for the Shadow Thieves Guild, and she offers an alternative. For 15,000 gold pieces and some help with destroying her rival guild, she says she can help you get Imoen. Bodhi also states that she has her own personal interest in Irenicus. Interesting. The decision is yours with whom to work with, the Shadow Thieves or this dark elven vampire. Whichever path you choose, your outcome will eventually lead you to a sailor named Saemon Havarian, who grants you passage on his ship Galante to the island called Brinlaw, where Spellhold is located. The journey across the sea turns out successful, and you arrive in a pirate town. You need to somehow gain entrance into Spellhold, so you head to the pirate lord Desheric's quarters and successfully convince him that you are insane and should be under the control of the cowled wizards in the asylum. You and your companions are sent to Spellhold, where you find Irenicus under no shackles. He tells you that this was his plan the entire time. With surprise on his side and his powerful magic, he puts you and your party to sleep, and you wake finding yourself in a capsule of some sort. Irenicus then reveals to you that Imoen is a ball spawn like yourself, which is why he is conducting experiments on the both of you. He then points around the room at all of the Shadow Thieves Guild members Bodhi has captured, and tells you that the deaths of them shall force the divine soul from you. The Shadow Thieves captives start to die one by one, until the last one falls and you find yourself entering a dreamlike state. In this dream, you find Imoen, who tells you to summon the demon Ball, for together you can defeat him.
It has taken form to guide from within. You are strange among your kin. But it is weak and will not help again. You are empty inside. There is nothing within but the instinct.
Something is wrong. No, not again. Not again.
You awaken to find that your soul has been drained and the divinity within is gone. Imoen has suffered a similar fate, but is in a more hollowed and worsened condition. Her soul was given to Bodhi. Bodhi and Irenicus are now even more powerful, while you and your party are in weakened forms. Irenicus wishes to kill you, but his sister Bodhi has other plans, and surprisingly, Irenicus lets her do as she pleases. Your weakened party is then released to the maze dungeons beneath Spellhold, so that you may undergo a series of trials that you have to survive to prolong your life. It's more of a sick, torturous game than anything else. You and your party make it through the various traps and riddles, but near the end, Bodhi appears once again, not willing to let you leave.
Here, mousy, mousy, the hunt draws to a close, here and now.
Anger overwhelms you in your altered state, and you feel your control slipping as evil beckons you. Your body then involuntarily transforms into an avatar form of Baal, the Lord of Murder himself, a form known as Slayer. Bodhi, caught by surprise, retreats back to tell Irenicus of what has happened. You then return back to normal form before almost destroying your party. What just happened to you? With no choice but to move on, you and your party escape the maze and go on to release some of the mages that are currently prisoners of Spellhold. From there, you go on to find Irenicus. A great battle ensues, but you, your party, and the mages you have released prevail, forcing Irenicus to flee to the Underdark, for there's a secret entrance within Spellhold. You and your party pursue, but he does slip away. Within the Underdark, you get caught up with drow, imprisoned by mind flayers, fight a beholder, and encounter various other evil lurkers of this deep and dark place. But ultimately, you do return to the surface world at a location where you encounter an elven legion from the elven city of Saldanesalar. From the elves, you find out that Irenicus has infiltrated their city and magically sealed the entrance, hiding the city from those seeking it, including the native elves. The elves tell you that in order to find the city once again and Irenicus within, your party must find an artifact, an ancient lantern called Rin Lanthorn. No magic can bar this lantern from returning to elven lands. The elves inform you that it has been stolen by a servant of Irenicus. It must have been Bodhi. You are given vials of the Wrath of Seldarine, which will prove effective against those who have wronged the temple where the ancient lantern was once kept. You and your party then leave the elven camp with an understanding that both you and the elves want Irenicus dead, and you can work together to achieve this goal. It's time to find and kill Bodhi and retrieve the artifact. Shortly after departing the elven camp, you run into perhaps the most legendary heroic adventuring party on the face of Faerun, the Companions of the Hall. Will you make friends with Drizzt or enemies? It's up to you. If you kill Drizzt, there's a special place in the 9 hells for you, but also let us know in the comments below because you're a damn good warrior. You and your party find Bodhi's crypt and defeat her and her vampire minions. After driving a stake through her heart, Imoen's soul is freed, and you find the ancient lantern within Bodhi's coffin. It's now time to head back to the elves of Saldanesalar. The ancient lantern proves its worth and guides you and the elves, revealing the entrance to the currently hidden city. Your party enters to find a beautiful elven city, but a city that is overrun by evil. You fight your way through the city and find Irenicus draining the power of the tree, which will ultimately doom the city and grant him immortality. Irenicus was once an elf of Saldanesalar himself, but he betrayed his people by attempting to become a god with his sister Bodhi, and they were both cast out of the city. Battling it out with Irenicus, you and your party defeat him, but because Irenicus has your soul, you are all dragged with him into hell.
I need it.
For the final battle against this ruthless, evil elven mage, your party strikes him down, ultimately returning your soul to your body. The elves of Saldanesalar honor your party if you have saved their city. And that concludes the story of Baldur's Gate 2. Now, there are 2 additions to Baldur's Gate 2, one of which is called The Throne of Baal, and it continues upon the story, so I might do a video on that in the future. And for those of you wishing that I talked more about specific companions, like Minsc and Boo, or maybe Viconia, if you had her, or Viconia, I don't know how you pronounce her name, I'll do a video on that as well. I didn't want to really put it in the story because a lot of companions you didn't necessarily have to have during your playthrough. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It's a huge help to my videos. I do all sorts of content on this channel, ranging from comedy videos to live streams to game reviews to game tutorials and much more. I'd love to see some of you guys on a future video. Until next time.